Just like the soundtrack, we're playing this one in open D. So D, A, D, F sharp, A, and D. Open D. You can think of this track as being arranged into 3 sections with a short outro. And within every section, there's a repetition of the same idea. So actually, structurally, it's quite easy to pick up and easy to learn. The tab here starts on the first string. We're going to be sliding up to 3 from 2 and then back to 2. So it sounds a bit like this. And through this, we're kind of cycling, going here, just 5 to 1. That's the harmony, and on the soundtrack you have some kind of synthesizers playing some accompaniment. We're just doing the solo, of course, here, but I'm trying to sort of add that because he does add it sometimes. He does add this open 5th string, which is, of course, the A, 5 to 1 going to the D. So I'm kind of feathering in these notes as we go along. But the actual melody again, so 2, 3, 2 on the first string. And then same thing again. And then up to 5. We're kind of just leaping, and as we do that, we're kind of muting between the 1st and 2nd string. Just a little bit of coordination required for that. And that's going back to the D there. This is a D up here on 5. So. And then we go, so that's kind of the basic phrase of this first section. So. Second time through, he sort of goes up and down a little bit more. Right? And then again. Third time through. And then we go to the 4, to the G. And I'm going to be pulling out the 4th string and the 2nd string at the same time there. And also trying to bring in a little bit of resonance from those lower strings as well. You can hear that. And then I'm going to be going 2, 3, 2. And then just the open 2nd string, which is the A. And then bring in the octave as well. That's the first part there, and I've kind of labeled that on the tab sort of 1A. And then we kind of just repeat that for the next part. So we are at, if I can just see that, so I'm working on a very small screen today, in the middle of relocating. So it's bar 7, so this is, kind of finishes off. And then we're going back in. I'll just bring that up so I can see what's going on. So 2, 3, 2 again. And the same thing, exactly the same thing. You can kind of play around the timing as well. Your vibrato will kind of decide the character of this. I mean, for me, just listening to this track, this is kind of, for me, the gold standard of vibrato, this kind of wide, deep, very even, quite fast vibrato that Ry Cooder just delivers so well. I've been listening to some Dwayne Allman recently, and you listen to that, his vibrato, and then Ry Cooder, and you really kind of miss Ry's vibrato after sort of Dwayne Allman's a bit more chaotic. So, going to bar 7, bar 8. Getting the octave down there. This part here actually goes. So 2, 3, 2, open 2. Can you see that? This is the second time through this 1B here, and then to put the octave in, and then again, and then, so. And then again, Third time through again, and now we go to the 4 again, which is the G. And I'm going to be putting in this 4th again, and then that is section 1, done and dusted. We're moving through, and we are at, where are we, guys? We are at bar 14. So we're going to be going from 5 to 7. 5 to 7, and then we're going to be sort of feathering in that 5th string. So, and then we're going 12, 10, 12. What was it, 10 and a half, sort of 11, somewhere around there. 5, 7 again. Okay, and then kind of free rhythm, you don't have to worry too much about timing, I don't think. And then we're going to 10. You're really kind of crying out for a little bit of accompaniment when you go to 10, a bit exposed. So I try and, you hear that, I kind of bring up a little bit of shimmer there, and then, and as well here, because you can kind of bring up that G, and then we bring in the A there, and then 5, 3, 5 on the second string there, and that's kind of the first pass of this part 2, the second section, okay? And then we're just repeating it again. Like I said, it's almost like a mirror image on this kind of arrangement. So we just go through exactly the same thing again. We just put this open second string before we go in again. And then, okay, no difference. Oh, there's a wee sort of upbeat there before we go in again here. We're going to 10 again. Put some shimmer. 3, 2, 3. And that is second section done. We're moving through at a clip. Now we go into this kind of finger picking part, which is kind of cool. So basically from here, this is, we're now at bar 31. So we're here, again, the kind of this sort of wide open, even vibrato. And then we play first string, open, 7 on this 5th string, 6 on the 3rd string, open D, open D. That's 4th and 6th string respectively. So, and then 5s on the 5th and 3rd, 3s. You're kind of just moving the shape down. You can put in some other notes as well. And this is the, but, and then we just repeat that again. A lot of repetition. And then to the 5s. Then to the 3s, and then that is the 3rd section finished. And then we have this throwback to Blind Willie Johnson, the dark was the night, cold was the ground. You might remember this one here coming in at bar 39. So just basically, I'm pulling out these octaves and not much else. I'm sort of bringing in some shimmer. By the way, I wish this was a metal slide. I really never play resonators with a glass slide. It doesn't have the effect. I couldn't find one anywhere. If you looked around this room, you would see chaos. But I'm doing my best. It's much easier to get this with a metal slide. I really did look. It's in a box somewhere. So I'm doing my best here today, guys. So we're going 3 to 5, 5, 4, 5, and then sliding up to 7. And then we just kind of sort of an upbeat on the 3 to the 5. And then again. that is that. That is a very quick run through. Hope that made sense. Any questions, do let me know. What was I going to say? As far as, no, I think that's about it actually. let's leave it there. This is Paris, Texas, and I will see you surely on the next video. Thanks for watching.